Based on purchasing power parity, we can look at the prices between two different countries. The prices of the same good or the same basket of goods between two different countries. And based on this theory, we can use that to get an idea of what the exchange rate should be. Suppose in the United States, television costs $500. But in Germany, a country that uses the euro as its currency, the price is 410 euros. Same TV, but it's just that they're being sold in different countries and so are being sold in different currencies. We can use this price differential to figure out the implied rate of exchange, or what the rate of exchange between the euro and the United States should be according to economic fundamentals. According to the fact that the TV in the United States really should be, after accounting for this swap of currency, the same cost as it is in Germany. And if not, that means that therefore there must be something out of whack, out of balance between the exchange rate between these two countries. So here, with these numbers, our implied or theoretical rate of exchange between the United States and the euro should be $500 in the United States compared to 410 euros in Germany, means that the implied rate of exchange should be 1.2195. And that is dollars per euro, because here we have the price of one television in the United States versus the price in Germany. So this is what the currency should be if the world works according to purchasing power parity. That is, since the price of a good should be the same in one country versus another, then if we take the ratio of those two prices, we should get a sense of the ratio, just of the value of the currency between the two countries. And so if you instead saw what the price of the dollar was versus the euro in the market today, just by going on Bloomberg or some other financial website, if you saw that it was actually, in reality, 1.2150 USD for every 1 euro, then you know that here 1 euro buys fewer USD, and so the euro is weaker than it should be. Here, according to PPP, 1 euro buys more USD, but in reality, it buys less. So the actual price is weaker than what it should be according to economic fundamentals. This, by the way, is what's called absolute purchasing power parity. It's absolute because we're looking at absolute prices. That is just what the prices are on the shelf today. And that's in contrast to something called relative purchasing power parity. Relative purchasing power parity is where you look at not the absolute prices of a good or a basket of goods between two countries. Instead, you look at by how much they've increased or decreased year over year relative to one another. So you don't look at dollars, you look at rates of difference. For example, here in the United States, prices for TVs have gone up by 10%, but in Germany they've gone up by more, 15%. You can then use these to figure out by how much the currency should have changed from 1 year to the next, given what you know about the current spot rate today. That is the actual price today, and then looking at the ratio of percentage growth in prices for the goods, of these two goods today, should tell you something about the rate of exchange in the future. So with relative PPP, we'll take the current spot rate And note that we have to have here the USD on top since our interest rate also has USD on top, the 10%. And so like our last example, if the actual exchange rate was 1.25 US dollars per euro, then the implied exchange rate going forward, or the expected exchange rate going forward, given the percentage change in prices of these two goods, the same good in two countries, should be even weaker going forward. That is, €1 going forward in 1 year should be buying fewer USD relative to where it's at today, buying fewer USD. And so the euro is getting weaker, and the reason why it's getting weaker here, or you can see, is that the prices of the same TV are increasing at a faster rate than prices in the United States. That difference in increase between prices, that's the definition of inflation. Prices of goods increasing over time. The euro is getting weaker in this example because of greater inflation in Germany, in the euro area, versus the United States. The Fisher effect is an important economic concept in international finance. It says that the interest rate on a country I is equal to some sort of real fundamental interest rate, R, plus inflation, denoted here as pi. This inflation is expected inflation because it's not inflation that you see today, but it's what inflation is expected over, let's say, the next 6 to 12 months. So the interest rate, like the interest rate that you see in a country, is equal to whatever inflation is expected